Okay, Chapter 5-1 notes continued, 0 and negative exponents. Okay, example 1, n to the third divided by n to the third. Okay, we know from yesterday that we subtract the exponents, so we get n to the 3 minus 3, which is n to the 0. Okay, but n to the 0 is also the same as 1. And that's because, if we're looking back here, that's n times n times n divided by n times n times n. N divided by n is 1. N divided by n is 1. N divided by n is 1. So that's why n to the 0 power is the same thing as saying 1. So in fact, anything to the 0 power, anything to the 0 power equals 1, because it's dividing the same thing by the same thing. So it's like 5 divided by 5, 10 divided by 10, a million divided by a million, n to the third divided by n to the third. That's all 1. Okay, example 2, n to the second divided by n to the third. Okay, we know from subtracting, dividing, you subtract the exponent, so that's 2 minus 3, and we get n so it's n to the negative 1 power. Okay, and that's going to be the same as 1 over n. Okay, so let me show you why that is. We go back to the original problem. This is n times n divided by n times n times n. Okay, we know that n divided by n is 1. N divided by n is 1. So that leaves us with, on the numerator, 1 times 1 is 1. And we have an n in the denominator. So n to the minus 1 is 1 to the n. Okay, so now we're going to be expressing using positive exponents. So example 3, 4 to the negative 2 is the same as saying 1 over 4 to the second. Example 4, m to the negative 3 is the same as saying 1 over m to the third. Okay, example 5, ab to the negative 1. Okay, now on this one, the negative 1 only goes with a b. The a has a positive 1 exponent that you can't see. Okay, so this is really a times 1 over b. So the a is still on top in the numerator and the b is in the denominator. So only the b has the negative 1. Okay, example 6. Parentheses, negative 2x to the fourth to the negative third power. So that means that everything in the parentheses is to the negative third power. So you're going to do 1 over, and the whole thing in parentheses goes here, and it becomes positive third power. Okay, example 7, a b to the negative 2, 3 c to the third, a negative divided by a to the negative 1, b c negative second. Okay, everything that's on the everything that has a negative exponent goes to the reciprocal and becomes positive. So that means that this a to the negative 1 is going to go to the top and become positive a. The b to the negative 2 will go to the bottom and become positive. The c to the negative 2 will go to the top and become positive. So what does that do now? Okay, so that means that when I combine the a with the a here on the top, I now have 2 a's in the numerator. So that's a to the second power is now on top. If I take this b, goes down to the bottom with the other b, I now have b to the third in the denominator. And the last one is that if I take the c to the negative 2, becomes a reciprocal, goes to the top, becomes positive, I now have c to the fifth on the top. Okay, make sure you take a look at that. So if it has a negative exponent, basically it's going to the, if it's on the top, it goes to the bottom, becomes positive. If it's on the bottom, it goes to the top, becomes positive. Alright, so it changes places because it's the reciprocal. Okay, when it says simplify, it wants you to give the answer in simplest form, or evaluate. Similar to evaluate, they want the answer. So in example 7, 3 to the negative 2 is 1 over 3 to the second power, but they do want you to simplify 3 to the second power. So it's 1/9. So they want you to get rid of the exponents and get what the answer would be without the exponents. On example 8, 1 to the negative 4 power is the same as 1 over 1 to the 4th. 1 to the 4th is 1 times 1 times 1 times 1, so that's 1 divided by 1, which is just 1. And example 9, p to the 0 power is 1, and that's because anything to the 0 power is 1.